Hello, and welcome to the Amplify Your Confidence podcast. My name is Me, written as NY at www.dancewithme.com. This is a weekly podcast where I create fun, energetic, and informative conversation that helps you to amplify your confidence and live your life to the fullest. Are you ready for it? Let's go! Hello everyone. Welcome back to the Amplify Your Confidence podcast episode 4. Manon van Ooij, how travel by bikes help to develop resilience and courage. Hello, how are you doing?
Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, so before we start the conversation about your cycling journey, I would like to introduce you to the audience.
Yes.
So who is Manon? So Manon is freelance conversation designer in which she creates dialogue for AI chatbots which customers can chat with. At this moment, she is working for T-Mobile, a leading telecommunication organization in the Netherlands. Correct?
Yes.
And after the pandemic, by the end of 2021, together with her boyfriend, she decided to move to Lisbon to experience the remote worker life in the most sunny city in Europe. And here we met. A few weeks ago, she joined my dance class in Lisbon. Immediately, I felt so much connected, not only because she comes from the Netherlands where I used to live long time ago, but Manon's warm personalities with a free spirit really caught my attention. We went on a brunch, and for the first time, Manon told me about her life stories. After that, I was just like, I have to have you here. I have to bring you here to my podcast and share her story with more people. And then here we go. If you don't know, the Netherlands is known for their biking culture. So basically, as a Dutch girl, Manon was born with it. However, she would never think of traveling with the bike till which year you start your first?
First time was in 2017.
So till 2017, she decided to cross-country cycling trip. She did it. Little did she know, after that she cycled through 6 different countries. Cycling has taught her many lessons about life, and because of that, she is always ready to say yes for new things and never stop learning. To her, life is a journey, not a sprint. And here she welcome to the Amplify Your Confidence podcast. Thank you for saying yes very quickly to
I had
me.
to say yes.
All right. So before we get into the conversation with Manon, let's put her on our hot seat and to get to know about our guest speaker. Are you ready?
Yes,
So it's
I'm
super
ready.
easy, just 5 questions.
Yeah.
You're gonna answer it super quickly. You don't have to think
Alright.
too much.
Let's
Yeah?
go.
Okay, let's go. So the first question is, this is the traditional questions that I ask every single guest in my podcast. The first one is, what confidence mean to you in 3 words or just a sentence?
Confidence to me is believing in yourself and feeling that you can be yourself in any environment or around any kind of people. Because then you're like living yourself instead of being someone else that you're not. So
Yeah.
and think
Nice.
automatically then you will be confident.
So cool, because what you just said, actually the tagline of my podcast, Amplify Your Confidence podcast, with this I want to make people always believe in themselves.
Yeah.
Because being yourself is the best version.
Exactly.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
are made some kind of way and you are unique, like no one's like you. So that's actually
The best thing.
That's the best thing about you.
Yeah, all right. And the second question is, what are the things that you used to value but no longer?
I think when I was younger, not that I'm not now so old, but when I was younger, like I always thought, probably like everyone, like you have to do things, like you have to go to school, you have to find a good job and make a career and like climb up the ladder. But on the way, I realized it's not about that like end goal of making your career or like or making a lot of money or buying a house or things like that. It's about all the things on the way that you're learning and all the things that that makes you. Yeah, so it's like also like what you said already, that life is not, it's not about getting somewhere, it's about all the things that you learn on the way and make you change your perspective also.
Yeah. So I understand that the thing that you used to value, like I guess we still value our career and work for it, but
Yeah.
it's not our end goals to be a like director of this thing,
Yeah, exactly.
CEO, that not kind of thing.
Yeah,
you don't
just,
put this label
if I
on
think
yourself.
about, if I think about that, it's just kind of boring. Why would we all want to be that? I mean,
Yeah.
I think I like people that are maybe like a baker or something, like someone who's really passionate about what he's doing, or you know, and that's
Success comes from all form.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah,
that's beautiful. The third question. When was the last time you cried?
The last time I cried was very random, but I was at home and I just remembered my home country and my family and my friends, and
in the Netherlands.
Yeah, like I mean, I really love that I'm here, but sometimes you do think about it and you're like, oh, it hit me like I left.
Yeah,
I live here. It's not like really like a sad cry. It's kind of a mixed feeling.
Yeah.
You left and you're like experiencing new things, so it's sometimes overwhelming, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. And we always think that crying like means sad, but actually crying is just sometimes maybe acknowledge of our emotions. How do you feel of the situation that you are in? And like you said, being expat living here in Lisbon is wonderful, but it doesn't mean that you don't have struggles and challenges every day that you face. Even just missing your family is one of the things that we also have to deal with. Our next question is, which is your next travel destination? Do you have any plan?
Yeah, I'm going next week back to the Netherlands just for a few days, and then I'm going to Curaçao. It's an island, tropical island, and my mom-in-law and her boyfriend are getting married, so we're going with the whole family. So it's nice.
Nice. And the last question, here you go. What brings you joy?
Well, I discovered that like little things bring me a lot of joy, like daily going out for coffee with my boyfriend and we just talk about the things we're doing at the moment, or working out gives me joy because it challenges me every day, and it fulfills like the feeling of accomplishing something. So I really like focus on getting joy out of little things instead of just bigger things that I would used to do when I was younger. I don't know, maybe you also have that.
Yeah. I think today, even in the morning before we met each other to record this podcast, I went on a morning walk in my neighborhood, and I have that thought that make me smile so much. Like, I'm so grateful to be in this beautiful city. And it's crazy for me because it's not like the first time I live abroad. I've been in so many different places and so many different places. However, the moment when you feel gratitude, almost every day when you walk out of the door, it's just the best thing ever, and it brings you so much joy.
It does.
Yeah. And I hope my dancing class
brings you
joy.
Also like those things, like I met you and just by going on a dance class, and I really love it because I used to dance when I was younger, and then I saw your website and your story like about dancing when later on, and you were teaching dancing, and I was like, wow, I have to go here. So I really love it too.
Cool. So we complete the first part.
Nice.
So you are done. You made it. So now we're gonna dig into the topic for today, like how travel by bike have to develop resilience and courage.
Yeah.
I think when I first heard your story, it kind of remind me a lot about a guy I was seeing actually in the Netherlands, and he's Dutch, and of course, like so many Dutch people, everyone loves cycling, and he travel a lot by bike as well. And actually, at this moment, he also like doing a big trip from the north of America until Argentina. And through him, actually, I kind of like read more about that. I kind of like know a little bit more about that, and it just me being curious and read more. And then, but however, I see all of his friends, like male cyclists, and he doesn't have much female friends actually cycle. So when I hear the story, I'm like, yes, they're the
Girls
woman.
can do it.
Of course, there are a lot of people think, oh, it's not something for girl, because cycle is by yourself can be exhausting, can be dangerous, it's not safe for a girl. But you did it. So,
it's possible.
It's possible. And
Definitely.
you also told me one thing when you when we were talking about that, like it's not like you have to love cycling, right? So let's talk about that. How it started and what you learned from it. Because I think the story that you have with cycling, it not just applied for cycling, it can be something else, so that's the reason why I think it would be very nice to share it with people and encourage people to try to do something. You have your first trip in the Netherlands in 2017.
No, Vietnam was the first time.
But you did the cross country in 2017. In Vietnam. Oh my god.
That's why when I met you, I was like, oh, you're Vietnamese. And that was my
busy
first,
destiny.
It was like instant like memories of
oh my god.
Trip.
So tell us about that a little bit. What was the reason why you chose Vietnam for your first cycling trip?
So the thing was, I was in Vietnam and I was with a girl from Australia, Danny, and I met her before in Australia. We met again in Vietnam, and we were thinking like because we both were traveling, we didn't have a job at that time, and we both saved money to travel, and we were thinking like, what are we gonna do in Vietnam? Are we gonna take a bus? Are we gonna take the train? Like, are we gonna do it the tourist way like everyone? And there's like many backpackers you can join, and but I didn't feel it when I was thinking about that, and somehow we came up with the idea of cycling, and then we both were like, okay, that's crazy, but we can do it. So
girl power.
It was like, why not? Really, like the whole like, why not? Why would we not try? And it's not about that. We were thinking like, what are we gonna do? We need a bike and we need the stuff. So we thought, okay, if we find a bike, then we're gonna go. And then the next day we came in this road that was like full of bicycle shops. So it was impossible not to find a bike. So then it was like, okay, this is the sign, we have to go, we have to do this. And then we just like next day we left. We had our stuff and we halved our stuff. Like we took out the things we didn't need. And then we just we started our journey, and we thought about going from Ho Chi Minh to Hanoi, but it was not like we have to get there. If we don't like it, if something happens on the way, we just stop, then it's fine. Like we didn't push ourselves to make it to the end. We just wanted to go.
But then in the end you made it to Hanoi.
We made it.
Oh my god, amazing.
It took us like 2 months. And we took it slow. Like we didn't push ourselves too much every day. We took some days off. We met people on the way, like Vietnamese people, and it was like wedding season. It was a Lunar New Year, so there was a lot of weddings. So we met a lot of people on the way that would invite us to their wedding, and we did like karaoke sessions
and really blend to the local life, right?
It was so amazing because I would not have wanted to do this any other way, because we just saw Vietnam from such a different way than just going to all the main highlights of the country. And actually these were the highlights for me, just cycling through rice fields and cycling through little villages where people would say hi and be happy to see you. And it was really amazing journey.
This is something I didn't plan to ask, but because you were telling about the trip in Vietnam, I have to ask. What was the best memory that you have there
In Vietnam,
when you were doing this cycling trip?
Oh, there's like many memories, but most of them are with the people. Because like we were in people's homes. Like they would invite us at their home, and it would just be randomly, right? Like we were stopping somewhere, and then they would see us like two girls on a bike. So they think like, "Whoa, you must be lost, or you need help, or what are you doing here on a bike?" Because it was also like little town, so maybe there's never any tourists, and then they see like two blonde girls on a bicycle with a lot of stuff on the back. So you must need something. We need to feed you. We need to help you.
It's beautiful, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful. And we would really get in their home. Like it's a very personal space, your home. So you don't just randomly invite strangers, maybe. But in Vietnam, it was always like their house was open for us, and we would like really eat their food and sit on the floor together, and it was really nice, like really beautiful.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Then you realize that kindness is everywhere, right?
Yeah, definitely. And also when we would have a problem, like maybe like a puncture in the tire, then all of a sudden people would come from anywhere to help us, and if they wouldn't have the stuff to help to fix the bike, they would go drive somewhere to get the stuff and come back to fix it. And without like we would want to give them money, but they would never take it, and they would just say like no, it's okay, and it was so nice all the time.
Generosity.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
I think that would be the word.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so beautiful, and it's not just about money.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that even more valuable at some point in your life when people just offer you that kinds of thing.
It really felt like maybe these people don't have so much, but they are still willing to share everything they have. So it's really nice.
Yeah. Sharing is caring, and I think
it is.
Also, I believe in Vietnam we have such a warm culture.
Yeah, definitely. Like the people are also like very funny. They always would yell at you from the streets, or like always waving.
Yeah, like hey.
So excited.
To see you.
Or there would be kids on bicycles also, and they would come join us on like parts to cycle with us, even though maybe sometimes we couldn't communicate, but they would still join us. And so they would, like, you see their faces just become really happy, and it's really,
to do it with you.
Yeah, it really warms your heart to see like children waving at you.
Nice. And after Vietnam, there are 5 more countries that you did. Can you tell us?
So after Vietnam, me and Danny, we both went our own way, and I went to Korea. And then I found out that in Korea, it's also a country to cycle, because they have a lot of bicycle paths. They put a lot of money in this, but not many people know about it. Even Koreans don't know it. But
I didn't heard that much from Korean.
There's a whole like system of cycle paths throughout the whole country, and you can get a passport, and there's like really like those red phone booths you have in London. You have them throughout the whole country, and you can get stamps wherever you go.
So after Vietnam is Korea.
Yeah.
And then after Korea.
After Korea, I went to Japan.
And also cycling.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Amazing.
Yeah, so in Korea I was with a Korean girl. We did that together, and it was like 5 days. It was really rough because she was really trained, and we just kept going like crazy. Sometimes like 120 kilometers a day.
Crazy.
Yeah, and then from Korea I took the boat with my bicycle to Japan, and then I cycled Japan
by yourself.
Yeah, that was the first time I did it by myself.
It was that different compared to companion?
It was really different. If I think about it, it's like really mixed feelings also, because at one point like it really taught me to trust my own trust myself, you know, and really trust my own decisions, because it was just me. Like sometimes I would be on the bicycle cycling and having conversation with myself, like, oh, you can do it. It's just another like 20 kilometers.
You trained your mind,
Yeah, it does. Yeah, because you don't have your partner to talk about like how hard it is, or how good the day is, or things like that. But like because I was alone, there was even more people helping me all the time.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, Japanese people as well. They are the kindest people in the world.
They are really the kindest people. Like, even though we couldn't talk because the language is so different, like I couldn't read anything. I remember one time I was looking for a bridge that you could cross by bicycle, but then you had to go the lower part because the upper part was just like a high road. And this man, he saw me like looking, and he probably knew what I was looking for. So he led me to the start of that bridge by driving in front of me. And even though we couldn't talk, he knew what I needed, and he brought me there. And then
oh my god.
Yeah, so things like that.
Things like that make your travel the best, right?
Yeah, that's like that doesn't happen if you just take the tourist road, or
you just use it with the plane, or it's different. Traveling,
it's really different.
I feel like traveling by bike is super authentic.
Yeah.
Because you can reach every corners of that city, or every corners of that beautiful place that where they have that thing that everyone go there to see, but then you're not going to see that only, but you see the surroundings of that, and then of course the bike could help you to reach that destination.
I think like with the bike you really feel the country, like you feel every kilometer, and you experience things that you wouldn't experience if you just go to highlights. You know, it's like beautiful views, maybe you see the Eiffel Tower, it's pretty to see, but then you have thousands of people around you that are looking at the same point. But by bicycle you have to really slow down and really get in the moment and really experience everything.
Nice.
The good and the bad.
We talk about the bad later. And so Japan, and after that, so that 3 countries. What are
then I stopped for a while, and then I went back to the Netherlands and I started working again. And after a while I wanted to quit my job to start freelancing. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna quit my job, but now I don't have a job, so maybe I have time to cycle. And also like I just thought, like, what can I do from my home country? And I started looking for how do you say this, the travel paths in Europe, because there's a lot of also different routes you can take. And then I found one from the Netherlands to Spain. And then I thought, okay, let's just go and do it. And this was like really coincidence, but my friend Danny, who I cycled in Vietnam with, she was in the Netherlands, or she was like traveling Europe at that point. So she came to meet me, and I asked her, do you want to join me on my bicycle trip to Spain? And she was like, let me think about it. And she was like very quickly to say yes also, which I really love about her too, because she's also very like, okay, let's just do it.
I guess it always like this, something you did for the first time, then you have that mentality that, it's second time, third time, I can do it too.
Exactly.
It's just that first step that you have to make. And then of course, because your journey with the bike is amazing. It's wonderful. It's unforgettable with all of that happened to you. So that's why I think when you made the first step, the second, the third, of course it's easier. But doesn't mean it's not challenging anymore, because to start it's good. How to keep it going is another story. Right? Okay, and then after that you cycle from the Netherlands to Spain. So you're gonna take the road like Netherlands and then France?
I went to Netherlands, Belgium, France, and end up in Spain.
When was that?
This was in 2019. In October, which wasn't the best month to go. We knew that kind of, but we still went anyway, because it just happened to be that month. But October, of course, is start of autumn.
It can be rainy.
It's a lot of rain and wind, and especially to the Netherlands is a lot of wind. So the first days, I don't even know how we got into Spain, because there was so much trouble on the way, so much that many times we thought, okay, we're just gonna quit, but we still did it anyway, because after that moment when you keep going, it feels like a win, like really big win. Even you didn't make it to the end yet, it already feels like you won something.
Yeah. Have you ever cried?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I cried probably like at night, like laying in bed and thinking like, what am I doing? Or on the way when we would see like, oh, you have to go up like a hill or a mountain, and then it starts raining, or especially with rain, and then sometimes we would have troubles with the bike at the same time. So remember in France we would just have sometimes had to walk for kilometers with the bike because we couldn't find a bike shop to fix it, and then it started raining and you get like all wet and you're hungry and you're tired and
you're asking why I'm doing this to myself.
Yeah, but the thing is you cannot quit because you're at that point, you're like, you have to keep going.
Yeah.
Where, if you want to quit, where are you gonna go? How are you gonna quit? And you still have to get somewhere. So
wow, amazing. I think you don't need to be the strongest girl in the world in order to cycle and stuff like that. It comes from here and here, right? It comes from the mind and the heart, how you push yourself. Definitely. And like
you can
you
do
said,
it. I already hear it. You can do it.
No, I'm actually super inspired because I was seeing this guy from the Netherlands, and then seeing him doing it, I got super inspired, and because of that I was reading quite some books of people cycling around the world with that. So maybe one day.
It's like the assumptions you said at the beginning, like, oh, girls are not strong enough, or I heard them on the way, like I remember in Vietnam people saying, oh, but you are a girl and you are not strong enough, or things like that, or how can you do this? But I didn't train before every cycle trip. I didn't train to start cycling or anything. I mean, I could cycle, but I've never been like a long distance cyclist, or I never cycle at home for fun. It's boring to me, but traveling is such a different experience.
Because every day actually it opened up something new for you, and I think
every day is new. Like you don't know what's gonna happen that day, and you have to be very flexible, like really go with the flow, because you think it's gonna be a good day, it's gonna be a bad day, other way around.
You never know what to expect. So when things happen to you, that's the skills, I think, as well, that on that journey that you train yourself, because you don't know what to expect. So anything come to you, you take it, you embrace it, and then you solve it. And sometimes, like you said, you cry, you being panic, but at the end of the day you take it back and you're like, oh, I did it.
Exactly. You end up in like a warm bed, you take a shower, you have some food, and you're happy again. Like you really feel accomplished of that day, because you made it through the day.
That's the reason why I put the topic today. I really think it comes to resilience, because for me, resilient is the ability to, how to say, to stand up again after difficulties, and even make yourself a stronger person. And I believe through those cycling trips, every day you become a better person, right? Because every day you accomplished something, right? 20 kilometers, 50 kilometers, or whatever, every freaking day.
Every day. You
Wow.
really, it's really about the mind. Like, it's not about just your body, because I really believe your mind works with your body. It's the same if you go to the gym, like, and you think like, okay, I'm gonna today lift 10 kilos. It's too much for me, and then you do it, and if you believe you cannot do it, then you cannot do it. But if you believe, no, I will try and do it, and it works, and you're like, wow, I actually did it. It's the same with the whole cycling. If you just think like, okay, today I'm gonna do 50 kilometers, then you can do it. But if you don't believe in it yourself, then it's gonna be really hard.
And it comes back again to the first questions I was asking you. What is your definition of confidence? And then you said that the belief in yourself. And right now, I think it also, like with your cycling, right? Again, you confirm that to yourself, that the only way that you make yourself confident by believing in yourself.
Yeah, definitely, because like of course like there's always moments you kind of lose yourself in something, or maybe especially like with work, like you think like, okay, maybe I'm not good enough for this, or like that imposter syndrome, like I'm doing something, but what I'm actually doing, am I really good at this? But you know, if you try new things, it's always gonna be hard at the beginning. If you want to learn a new language, like trying to learn Portuguese, it's really hard. But you have to start somewhere,
step by step. And I also like the way how you approach it, with the mindset that you try it, and if you don't like it, you allow yourself to quit it. No one there to tell you you are a loser or anything, you know. So that also another way to I how to put it, another way to
I feel like
gain courage to yourself, right?
Like, and it also starts with loving yourself, like allowing yourself to make it to the point or of accomplishing something. And if it's not for you, or if you didn't make it, then you didn't fail. Like, you tried, you still changed as a person, you know. Like the same with moving to like if you move to another country, like, and maybe it doesn't work out, maybe the country is not for you, but you tried, and if you would go back to your own country, it's not like you failed. I mean, you still had the experience, even though like not having the good experience is still an experience of learning something.
Wow, I love the way how you put it. You put it like loving yourself, to accept whatever happened on the way, and don't take it as a failure, because you win at the end. You explore something new in yourself. So let me put another question. What did you explore about yourself on this journey of like traveling bye? Is there anything new that you learned about yourself?
Well, definitely that I can push myself much more than I thought, like, because really every day you have to push yourself. And it's like, you know, like the only limits you have is the ones you put on yourself. So the whole like pushing myself to do something, and you know, just do like things a little, like don't make every expectation about accomplishing like the end of the accomplishment, but like every little win is already good. Like, it's not about the end goal. If like life is not a sprint you have to take, or you have to have this perfect career, or have to get a house, or things like that. It's just start little, and that will make you happy already. And from there you can go to the next, because otherwise if you make really big goals, then it's hard to start. If you make them little, then it's easier to start, and also go to the next one.
And another thing that I think that you learn about yourself, that you don't know what is your limits, right? You actually push your limitation every day, and then you realize how strong you are, how flexible you are, and you accept whatever come to you as a person.
And also learn that to face my fears.
Because
it's not like I'm still like, it's not like now everything goes easy for me, or I'm never scared for something, or I still get like anxiety if I have to do a presentation, or you know, these things are human and it's fine, but don't let them stop you. And that's why I also try to say yes to things. Like, if you invited me for this podcast, well, if I think about it too long, then I'm probably gonna like, no, I'm not, why should I do that? But if I say yes, and then the feeling of fear comes after it, but then I already said yes, so you should do it. Like, don't overthink. You already talked about it in your previous podcast. I think that's really important, because you're just gonna limit yourself, and the only one that is the owner of your life is you. I mean, you're the one who should fix your life. So
And do you feel lonely on the trip that you did by yourself in Japan?
I did feel lonely, and that was also like first time for me to really feel loneliness, because even if there's like, sometimes I would cycle through the city and feel like, okay, there is a lot of people, so I'm not alone, but I do feel alone, because I'm doing something that nobody really understands what I'm doing. So, and even like if I would talk to people at home, they don't know what I'm going through, you know, like the real emotions of seeing another mountain you have to go up,
Yeah.
or like tunnels. Like there was lots of tunnels in Japan, which were very scary because they would be dark,
Yeah.
and I had to go through them. Yeah, I did really feel like that was really the first time in my life I think I felt actual loneliness. Yeah.
But I think that also bring the best out of you because
Yeah.
you face the loneliness, you know what it is, and
Yeah.
you pick yourself up every
Yeah.
day, and you realize that anything after this come to me, I can handle it, right?
It's true. Like,
yeah.
if you feel lonely, like I would feel lonely, and then sometimes I would cry. I would have to go up the mountain, and I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm going the right way, but there's no other way. So I have to push through that emotion. I cannot stop. I cannot just let that limit me. So I have to get out of this emotion. Just feel it. Like if you feel any emotion of loneliness or things like that, don't just try to hide it. There's no way to hide it.
Yeah, because you're on the way, you have to cry it out, you know, otherwise
to like keep on going and crying. But then afterwards something happens that will make you feel good again, and then you get out of it, you know.
You know what? When I'm talking to you like this, another thing that comes into my mind that like with this cycling trip, you have time to reflect. Right. Every day actually you reflect about your day because every day is different when you, and of course you're tired when you go to bed and you look back of your day, how far you have go. You have to maybe plan for the next day, for example. Then you have time to reflect, and reflection, I think it's super important, and sometimes we forget it because life is so busy, and then you in that cycle like you're just doing things, you know. But with the cycling, like you just told me, you have time to reflect almost every day of who you are and what you have done.
Yeah, it's really nice how the way you put it, because actually I didn't thought about it now, but now when I think about it, like every day was a whole journey of like the thoughts in your head, they're going the whole day because you're just cycling, so that's the only focus. But the whole day your mind is going every place, like but it's really good because you're taking the time to learn to understand yourself, like what am I thinking and what is going on in my head, what is things I want to do something about, like taking the time for yourself. That's really
beautiful important. That's very important. And then of course self-awareness is one of the most important thing that we have to do, right? And I feel like in school or when we're younger, actually no one teaches us about self-awareness and being aware of yourself, about what you have, what your strength, what your weakness. I think is a very important part to develop yourself even a better person. Like
at the beginning we talked about confidence. Like the confidence is really like trusting yourself, and that happens, and that starts with knowing yourself. You know, if you don't know yourself, how can you trust yourself?
That's the best way to put it. That's true. That's true.
And also you get to these thoughts when you talk about it or write things down. You know, like have conversations with other people about this, or like I really like to talk about these kind of subjects. But it's not something you just randomly start, maybe. But you can start little. So
true. If you're not aware of yourself, how you can trust yourself, right? And when you can trust yourself, then you have belief in yourself as well. And that comes confidence.
And then you can
beautiful. Okay, thank you so much for sharing so much wisdom with us. I love it, and definitely this really encouraged me as well to maybe start my first cycling trip. Maybe we can do it with each other in Portugal, because Portugal is such a beautiful country for this, right?
And I think there's actually like cycling routes through Portugal also. Go along the coast.
So. To close our conversation, I want to ask you the last questions. If you have any advice right now for our audience, what would you put?
My last advice would be to face your fears. If you feel like something, like you have to do something, and you feel that panic or anxiety coming up, or you hear someone talking about something, you're like, oh no, I could never do that. Just don't talk to yourself like, no, I couldn't do that, or it makes me scared. Like, take it as a energy to do something for it. Like take it as an excitement to say yes to it and just try it. Like don't make it too big for yourself, because like with little steps you will get through it, and once you make that little step, then the next step will be much easier.
Yeah, really relatable, I think.
Yeah.
Because I would look at all of the girls, they come to my class, my dancing class, for example. Everyone's shy and afraid at the beginning, but yeah, every day, every week that you come to the class is the first step that you can make it. Same as the way that you cycle. Every day actually you face your fear and you face the uncertainty that you don't know what happened on the road, and though exercise actually train your brain, train your
like
mind.
A training, really. Train your brain. It's really like that.
It doesn't happen like this, right? It doesn't happen like one day you wake up on the 10 when you have to park in the middle of nowhere for your bike trip, and you're like, oh, nothing can scare me anymore.
No.
I believe every night that you sleep after your cycling day, you still have that fear in your head, and
of course.
And then you're like, no,
because it will always be there, even if you probably the people who do the most craziest thing, they still have fears. Everyone has fears. But if you never do something about it, then you will.
That's why I think it's the best way to develop your resilience and courage, because that's super important in life. Oh, thank you so much, we did it.
Yay.
Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for inviting me.
I'm gonna put your LinkedIn in the description of the podcast, so if anyone want to reach out to Manon, talk about writing, because she's a writer, talking about cycling, if you want to make the first cycling trip, just send her a message. And then she can share all of the wisdom to you, all of her experience, and then get excited with you for your first cycling trip. And don't forget to following my podcast, and also send me feedback or questions at my Instagram, Amplify Your Confident Podcast Amplify Your Confident underscore podcast. And also don't forget to give me rating on Spotify and Apple, because if you rate my podcast, more people can find it as well. And I'm gonna see you at the next one. Bye guys.